sorry about that. My mother called me and it died. I mean, it didn't die. It cut the video off and it irritated me. It's okay. I'm gonna call it back later. Anyway, we left off with this, our relationship to victories that we want to have, things that we worked on in the past, the way that we see things. This conflict is in ourselves. The only thing blocking us from whatever our success is us. So it's a lot of things that you're not going to be able to interpret right away, especially you might get like the dreams and visions and they won't make sense, but the feeling is there that there's something that you have to really got to go inside yourself and look to figure that out. But over here, this is the Knight of Wands. They say this is an in and out energy, but all this is saying to me is that, okay, I see the Queen of Wands. I think I said creating illusions because I kind of lost myself a little bit when I had to upload that video, but creating illusions. The things that we create are not, the King of Wands is the highest of this card. So when you create things at a novice level, that's kind of what you get served. So you never really have a real victory if you don't put the proper passion into it. So you have to be in line with everything that's a part of you. Everything, all types of relationships when it comes to anything outside of yourself. You have to put passion in it. And if you don't have a passion, then it's not even worth attempting because you're creating something. Your heart is not in it. It's just nobody, if you don't want to use it, nobody else does. Okay, this card is saying not wanting to try again. That means that this whole cycle is so many things that we have created, and we have had to take so many fails, and we had to get up and start over and over again. That people they're at their limit now. They're at their limit because this is the card where you work so hard for something, and you're so torn up that you can't enjoy it. And another thing is faith. Faith has to come back into your routine. It doesn't matter what you do. You can pray. You can stand on one foot when the sun come up. Whatever it is that you do. Headstand, I don't know. But faith has to be part of your routine because what it helps you to do is get in touch with yourself so that you're not working on 9 different projects that you putting passion in and then everything fall down at once. If y'all can understand. This is a higher level. This 333 is a master teacher number. You had to look that up on Google. But anyway, this 9 of Wands, it will make you not have faith in anything. You will not be creating. If you look back and everything falls at once, like I'm feeling it and it's just so overwhelming. Anything that you are not completely passionate about. Some people say, oh, I had the passion for this, but you didn't close up other things. Those other things that was halfway created, you forgot about those. You just jumped on the next thing, like impulsive. You have to go within and find out why, why and how. It's the work smarter, not harder card. This is because we create a lot of things unconsciously until we finally wake up and see things for what they are and realize that, hey, I stayed at this job for 2 years. I could have been at this job. I could have moved here. I could have did that. And you could have did it years ago, but you didn't do it. So now you're looking in to say, you know what, the next time I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna really analyze it and see how I feel before I jump in it, and make sure that I'm what I see and hear is the same exact thing, instead of seeing a little bit of illusion. Oh yeah, well, it's okay, and it's all right. Stop sweeping things under the rug, because it will make you lose your faith. You won't. It's crazy. Knight of Swords in reverse. Knight of Swords. Nine of Swords. This speaks about burnout from multiple starts. So just exhausted, so exhausted. The same thing as this card. Mentally exhausted, physically exhausted, weary to the point of burnout. It makes you not want to try again, and that's like, when you think of it, that's a form of death. Not wanting to try again. You don't want to give up and still have to live here and be in this, because you'll be a zombie. Nine of Pentacles. So I saw the Nine of Swords in the deck. Now you're getting, that's 9, 3, 3, 3, 9, 9, 9. This is lacking self-worth. This is a mismanagement of time. It's a lot of things that we got to master. The master teacher number, we have to work on our self-worth and the things that we create. And we have to start investing our time wisely. Not just for yourself, but for the future. And it's hard when you haven't fulfilled yourself the way you want to, and you have children, or not just children. We have a whole collective behind us, and if we start being examples for them, they won't feel misguided, because that's what they do. They feel misguided. They've been in this whole media tech thing, and now everybody's in a media tech thing now, and it's about a virus. So it's really making you feel, it's just taking all your issues and really pushing it through the mental roof of your head, because you already have these themes playing out. Everybody is being pushed forward, so everybody's under stress. Everybody having an issue with relationships, and then you have youth looking around like they don't know what's going on. They confused. We're just not good role models for them. We're not as a collective. I'm not talking about one person doing something. I'm saying a collective. Look up. I tell people that the 80s are coming back. That's what I say a lot of time, because that's the energy that I feel. But look up Hands Across America, Live Aid concert, and the song "We Are the World." Look that up, because those times are coming. Nobody can see it, but I can feel it, and I can tell you it's going to be a better place. But while we sort all of this confusion out in our personal lives, it's going to be chaotic. It is going to look crazy, and this virus is just making it worse, because it's making people have a panic attack. And I can feel that, especially if I'm in a city, which I am in a city now. If I was somewhere in the desert and I didn't have a lot of people around me, it would be better. But this quarantining and getting everybody, try to look at the bright side. Do not watch TV. Don't listen to media. Don't feed into it. Wash your hands. Just common sense, practical things like Virgo. Build your immunity. Build your immunity and go outside and breathe the fresh air behind your house, in front of your house. Don't let that stop you from going outside. A house is nothing but a coffin. It can be a very relaxing place, but that's where you sleep and you relax. But don't stay in it. You have the sunlight, you have air, trees, birds. Spring is coming, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So don't let the fear mongering lock you in to a place while you're already locked into your mind trying to figure out things. Go outside and enjoy the trees, sun and birds. Now this Nine of Pentacles, like I said, self-worth and physical exhaustion. These are things that, okay, so the Magician, these are things that are really, they're going to be, you have to have faith, and you have to do it. This is like feeling like you're stuck in a cycle. It's hard to work on your self-worth and your time management, because the whole idea was to keep you away from yourself, so that you are not invested in yourself. You're invested in a system, whatever the system is. You have to invest in yourself. In places that you don't belong, relationships that you don't belong in, they're going to push you out of that now with force, and you're not going to have a choice. It's just going to dissolve. You have to have faith to do this. If you can do this, like the other side is absolutely magical. All right, the Magician card, you have the Nine of Swords in reverse, which is good because this is saying coming out of judgment. Now my Judgment card. Okay, so people are coming out. This is realizing that you do have the power to create whatever it is that you want. You have the power to create whatever it is in your mind. But if you get stuck in your mind and you trapped about what everybody else think, then it starts to mess with you. But you have the power to create anything you want. You don't have to have the most money. You don't have to have the best of the best. You just want to do something you love, and that's in everything. Everything you create, you want to be in love with it. So you're realizing that now you can listen. These spiritual things, it's not a secret. Now back in the day, somebody talking like me could get burned at the stake. But I'm trying to tell you that you're passing judgment on yourself. You're passing judgment on yourself, and you have to come out of it. You have to come out of it. Nobody's crazy. Everybody is having the weirdest things happen to them. And this is why mental health should be the top of the board, because people will think that, let's say they're getting messages and they don't want nobody to think they're crazy. They don't want nobody to think they're schizophrenic. Well, schizophrenic people, now it's some, if you a person that harms other people or yourself, then that's a whole different story. But people that have thoughts that they can't process coming from many different directions, they'll get thrown into a hospital, because they'll be like, I hear voices in my head, or I hear this or that. And then you have people that are schizophrenic outwardly. They'll go be one way in front of their mother, and then they'll show up in front of their girlfriend and they'll be another way. And then they'll show up at work and they'll be another way, and then they'll show up at church and they'll be another way. That's outwardly schizophrenic. Some people don't even know who they are. So you have to get real about yourself and your situations. Definitely look at accountability, because you want to heal yourself, because you want everything. I would appreciate it if somebody had gave me these lessons. Well, I mean, my father's he's 87, so I really lucked up with my father. I really did. He had patience, and I was able to pay attention. And if I wasn't getting a lesson, I just wanted to watch him anyway, because he was a carpenter. So I learned a lot of stuff, and I have a lot of wisdom. But I wish that I had been guided as a child spiritually, so that when now the spiritual side is kicking in, logic is what we relied on, and now the spiritual is like, it's a new feeling. It's uncharted territory, and it feels uncomfortable, because now you have to go off what you feel instead of what you see, because what you see may not be the right thing, because you might be looking with different eyeglasses on. So okay, we have Eight of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and the Ace. I hope y'all can see that. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And I put them under this card. So we know this is in transition, and 9 is very important, because it really wants you to pay attention to this. I'm looking at the other numbers, and I really don't see anything in particular, except the 2s. So the 2s are about the relationship, but the relationship that you really have to yourself, because over here it's 3 people on this card, but you can only see 1. And what it's saying is, do you want to have this? You have 2 choices, right? Now the reason that things are coming into your life the way that you want, like what's blocking out wishes, is that you're not deciding, but you're not going for one thing. You are taking time and you juggling things. Like, how do I explain this? If you're doing kids and work, and you don't have the time to invest it in yourself. Like I said, being busy with multiple things. Now, a lot of people do this because they bury their head in work, or they go out and they treat themselves. And like I said, that turns out to be a band-aid, because you have to walk away from the things that hurt you in the past. And sometimes we pacify ourselves with things instead of dealing with whatever the issues is. So you have some people that bury their head in work, some people that just ignore it, and they just sit there and they feel bad and depressed, sorrowful to themselves. And that's a hard thing, because you look up and you realize that that time that you spent, you wasn't really devoted to it. So you have to be really, really strong, because this is a time to heal. You can do it for yourself. You can do it for yourself. You can do it for your children. You can do it for other people. You know, I like being kind just because I like it. I actually enjoy it. I like the fact that well, I guess the way it feel, and the fact the person is really happy. You know, I would want somebody to do the same for me. At least that's how I see it. We have to get back to that, because not a lot of people are hold the door, please, thank you. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody want to feel good. All you gotta do is say it. Don't worry about turning on energy, because it's gonna happen anyway. You're like, wow, somebody said hi to me. Look at this 2 again, guys. Yeah, let me see if I'm ahead with this. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. I ain't have no full card. Nope, this is the first one. So I see Queen of Cups, but I'm not taking it because it's in the deck. But we have to decide. I'll take the energy, which is being indecisive. This is the indecision card, and this is right here. These 2 cups are very, very, very important. And this is like, when you compromise in between things with any relationship, your energy is it goes back and forth. It's like how do I say it? Like, I want it, I don't want it. I want it, I don't want it. Sometimes your dream pop up in your head and say, hey, let's buy these cupcake wrappers for my cupcake business. And you say, no, I ain't gonna get that today. And you just put yourself off. You put yourself off, and you just block it off on one. It's just split into 2. One person split into 2 people. And during this whole entire war, where you could join yourself, or could have joined yourself together as one, and just said, this is the direction we're going, and this is going to be beneficial, and I can feel it. Instead of going with that, we've been going with what we thought, what our parents thought, what the government thought, what the pastor or the church man thought. Like, we have just been trying to find our way when it's been inside of us the whole time. People think, oh, well, I know myself. No, you about to though. You about to. You don't know who you are until you wake up, and then you really see yourself for who you are. And sometimes it can be very, very scary, but it's better to start now, because the quicker you start, the better. So that means anything, your heart, that's home right there. That is home. Anything that your heart feels funny about, anything that it feels funny about, if something hits it and it say, I don't like it, or something is up, honor that, so you can get into one thing where your heart always knows. It can identify it right away, instead of guessing, hey, maybe you want this, no you don't, maybe, yes, no, yes. It's 2 different energies. So we're blocking out things that can come to us naturally. Being wealthy, having our wishes, our hopes, our dreams, just everything. If we start going off of that frequency, if you meet a person and before you even talk to them, you feel some type of way, then you got to back up. Things repel you for a reason, because not everybody is supposed to be in the same energy. You don't put, I'm not going to put slaughterhouses next to the rabbit farm. So, let's just back here. I do this back there and get something. That feels good. Alright, let me see what the just to make sure y'all understand, this is a transition that we're about to go through, and we're going to be back in a single energy. We are finding ourselves by getting in touch with ourselves, starting to analyze ourselves personally, and do not be distracted by virus, because it is a distraction to take you away from this. Because when the 22nd, people will start to feel an energy lift, because it's going to move. The Saturn is going to move into. It's going to move into Aquarius around the 22nd, I believe. And when it moves, instead of people working for their own benefit and keeping the structures, secrets, and all of that stuff, and it being so political, now people will be more heart-based and wanting to volunteer and work together as a group and go in one direction, and that is for change. It's for a positive change. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. We're not going to need authorities like police, judges. Like, people can't imagine it, but if you walk out happy and I walk out happy and everybody walks out happy because they're where they want to be, or they're going to where they want to be, it's going to be a lovely place. There's no need to argue. Hello, you're going your way. Have a nice day. I'm going to have a nice day. You have a better day, because, and that's just going to be the vibe. We're only like we are because everyone is unhappy. That's why you go out and you get smacked right in the face with it. What's the outcome? Outcome, justice in reverse. It's saying no justice. What this is, justice in reverse means it's not a justice, it's a balance. So I have to get it clarified. I'll look at it, but I would just say, pertaining to the read, it's just, if you look at everything on here, it's contrasting. Everything on here is contrasting. It's the Two of Wands. Let me see. Okay, so we have Wands, Two of Wands, and then over here we have the Two of Pentacles. And then we have the Nine of Wands here and the Nine of Pentacles. So we have to, it just speaks about balance to me. It really speaks about balance and indecision. It's touching this card. So, I mean, but that's the same thing. You have to work hard on yourself. You have to work hard on yourself, because moving forward won't be justified. I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck, but that's what it's saying. It's on this card. Really dissolve your ego. Dissolve your ego and let it go. If you have pride and ego issues, your heart, that's not a frequency that's familiar with. You have to create passion. Passion is fire. That's the heart. That's the lion's heart. Like, all right, let me see. Okay. So this speaks about, this is a knight. So this is the middle card in as far as a rank in knight, page, and king. This is the middle rank. And it's saying really put in time and effort to come out of heartbreak. Anything that broke your heart in the past is the past. Now that's not saying it's easy, but if you still have an issue, it means that you're carrying it around. You're carrying around, and people that you come in contact with, that you're in direct, it could be at a job, it could be your parents, it could be your anybody. They can feel it. They can feel it. That's this. All of this is like, that's what it's a bipolar energy. Anybody can have it. I don't even do labels because it really doesn't matter. Everybody. We're not advanced enough to have mental health labels, really. But everybody's brain is wired completely different. So if you want to have victory, definitely work on emotions. It is hard work, guys, but you have to put forth the effort. You have to take off. You have to take off. You don't have a choice, so you might as well invest in it now, so you can get everything straightened out. And this Pentacles, where you get all of your financial wishes, everything. You just everything is upside down, because you are trying to decide between two different energies. You can't just say I'm moving forward and you're carrying bags from other relationships or other people that hurt you in the past, because you're going to keep having the cycles repeat to get rid of that. So it's better to just drop it off. And in my case, I can't change the past. I mean, from my perspective, I can't change the past. So let's say I lose my cell phone, which I've lost my cell phone quite a bit. And somebody asked me, they said, why aren't you upset that you lost your cell phone? I left my cell phone in my niece's car for 3 days. if I don't have it, if I don't have my cell phone and I get out the car and I forget it, which I forget things a lot because I have to go through, my mind is a train station, as you can see. But if I left it in the car and she's not coming back, I'm not gonna sit there and dwell on her coming back and wonder what's on my phone, wonder if somebody texted me, wonder if somebody called me. I'm not gonna waste my time. I don't feel like going over that. The phone is not here and it won't be back until it's back. So I cannot manipulate the past. There is no one that can manipulate the past. So hold on one second. Sorry, my husband and daughter are playing. Oh boy. Um, I lost my train of thought. I was telling y'all my mind is a train station, so you can't leave. You leave things, leave the past in the past as much as possible, and it's really really tough. But understand that it's a lesson. You know, I become immune to it because I'm always losing things. That's just how my life panned out. I lose stuff and I say, oh well, I'll just get it again. And I tend not to hold on to things because I know everything is temporary. I know nothing is promised to me, not even my own children. So I have a completely different outlook. Like I said, the mind is a very unique blueprint. But I'm just giving y'all an idea of how to move forward. You can't manipulate the past, but you can do whatever you want to the future. So to avoid looking back at the past, love as hard as you can. Create the best things you can. Like, you are you and there will never be another you. You will make history every day. Humans do not know how magnificent they are. It's not about doing what the next person does. Like, everybody is unique and can contribute. Y'all will see. When this world get on and popping, you will be blessed to see somebody's talent, taste their food, create, watch their painting, listen to their song, because it's going to move you in a certain type of way. And you're going to be thankful, just like all musicians and artists before us that were able to communicate, because that is a language. Art is a language. Music is a language. That's how people communicate. You may not understand the alphabet, but numbers, you communicate. It just depends. So thank you very much.